It's a huge review of the year 2017 with headlines, celebrity deaths, movie taglines, and who said it, Trump or Mr. Burns, with this live episode recorded at Pocock Brewing Company in Santa Clarita, California. This is Trivia with Buds. It be and happy 2018. Welcome to another new year on the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Budds. If you never listened to this show before, you are in for a treat. We have 75 other episodes you can go back and listen to if this one tickles your fancy, and all the episodes are titled with the trivia that we do in the episode. Thanks so much for finding me and putting this in your ears. Rate, review, and subscribe if you enjoy the show. Tell a friend about it. And we are on our way to a brand new year here, 2018. Hope you had a great 2017. Hope you had a great New Year's Eve. I did the family stuff. We just kind of stayed at home, and I watched Deadpool with all the ladies in my life. My wife, my mother-in-law, my daughter, Annabelle, she was kind of in and out. We tried to keep her more out than in because of the violent nature and language in that movie. But we had a good time. We did shots. We did noisemakers, all the normal New Year's Eve stuff that you do in your 30s when you don't go out and drink anymore because you have kids and other responsibilities. But I hope you had a good time, whatever you did. Hope you didn't get into too much trouble. We have a lot of stuff coming up here as 2018 kicks off. We had a ton of great guests coming up on this show. I have a ton of episodes I've recorded in the previous few weeks over the holiday break that will be coming out all throughout January and some in February. And we've got some live events and special stuff coming your way, brand new trivia locations. And if you like pop culture, this is the show for you. Movies, music, television, video games, comic books. If you like that kind of stuff, even with a little bit of sports mixed in, sometimes wrestling, you will dig this show. I've been doing a lot of stuff as a trivia host in LA. I've been doing a little door-to-door project, which I've never really done for anything before, but I made these handwritten notes with a trivia question on the front of a note card, and on the back, just like a New Year's greeting and kind of explaining what I do and like, hey neighbor, I'm a trivia host, and if you have anything coming up, like a fundraiser or a birthday or something that you could use some unique entertainment with, hit me up. And got some good response so far from the neighbors, and at least got the word out there in a way that wasn't super intrusive, in a way that wasn't just dropping off a pre-printed flyer or something like that. I thought if I handwrote them, it would be a little bit more meaningful, and hopefully it was. I know I would read something like that if somebody dropped it off at my house, so we'll see how the door-to-door project goes. I listen to a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk quite a bit, and he always talks about just going out and doing different things, trying different things, and I'm all about that. So that's where I'm at with that project. I'm all in on trivia, everybody. People keep asking me, hey, when are you going back to your day job? When are you getting another season of a TV show started? And I said, you know what? I think I'm just going to do this. This is kind of my thing. I think I'm just going to do some trivia as much as I can, and I can stay at home and hang out with the kids and family a bunch more and just keep doing a bunch of parties, bunch of weekly trivia nights. We're up to about 16 trivia nights, and 10 of those are weekly, which is really, really cool. And with the help of my friends, comedians like Kelsey Grubenaw and Bobby Hill and Nate Weatherup and Brent Bichard and tons of other people who kind of pop in and out of the trivia hosting world with me, I can kind of make these things happen. So if you know anybody that's looking for a new flavor of entertainment at their venue, their bar, or just like a one-time thing, maybe they just want to do a big party or a monthly event to celebrate something, have them hit up your pal Ryan Budds. The first month of January, all my events will be different themes the whole week. So instead of 5 random rounds, the first week's theme is all Disney trivia. So if you like Disney, come on out and play. All 5 rounds will be about Disneyland, Disney actors, animated movies, the whole shebang. And we have some other great weekly themes coming up, including, I'll give you some hints. One of them has to do with magic. I think you could figure that one out. Another one has to do with laughing at your television. I don't know if that helps or not. And some other things down the line. So just be on the lookout if you play my live events in Southern California for those great themes coming your way. I had some really fun times recording episodes this year, and here are a few of my favorite episodes of the show if you want to go back and check them out or listen to them again. We, first of all, had about 30,000 downloads on the show this year, which is a big growth from last year, and it's been very steady. So thank you so much for checking it out, subscribing to it, and telling a friend about it. All that stuff helps. Here are some episodes I think you should check out if you're new to the show. Check out episode 68. It was the DuckTales trivia episode with my friends in Australia. You can listen to that episode 68. We had video games versus punk rock music, episode 64. That was a really fun battle with two brothers who are famous actors. One of them, Victor DiMattia, was in The Sandlot, and the other one, Brian Bonsall, was in Blank Check and a million other things for both those guys. But go back and listen to episode 64, video games and punk rock music. You can listen to Kiss versus Kevin Smith movies. That was episode 62. And those are three recent ones that I think you will really enjoy. That was with my friends at the Fully Posable podcast. They have a great wrestling action figure podcast, and Jeff and Scott Toon are really, really fun dudes to hang out with and listen to answer questions on Kiss and Kevin Smith movies. Episode 46, Evil Dead versus One Hit Wonders, my friends with another podcast called the Soap Box Office Podcast. That was Mitch and Josh. Go back and listen to some Evil Dead and One Hit Wonders trivia. And the last one I'll recommend for now is episode 43, Chicago Bulls versus 80s stand-up comedians, with my two of my best pals from Chicago, Pablo Rodriguez and Pat Chase. We recorded that at Pat's apartment in April, I believe it was. So go back and listen to that one, Chicago Bulls and 80s stand-up comedian trivia. So much fun. Episode 43 of the show. And a quick announcement, guys, before we start this new episode of the show. I'm joining forces with my friends over at The D. What is The D? Trivia with Buds will now be available on Disruption Networks over on the East Coast with my buddy Phil Farda. Visit disruptionnetworks.com and download the Disruption Networks app so you can listen live and whenever you want on your phone. Disruption Networks, that's one of my new homes for this podcast. They have a pretty big following and listenership over on the East Coast, and Phil Farda will be the guest on next week's episode. He's a great trivia host from upstate New York, and we go back and forth and BS about what works for hosting trivia nights and what doesn't work and what kinds of crazy people we've encountered, and then we quiz each other on 10 random questions. So listen to that, Phil Farda, Disruption Networks. You can find it there and download that app to listen to all their shows, including the brand new, newly added Trivia with Buds podcast. Thank you guys for listening to this intro. That's the year in review 2017 coming your way. We have 5 rounds. These were recorded live at Pocock Brewing Company, one of my favorite breweries in Santa Clarita, California. My good friends Todd and Jeff and Lauren and the whole family out there are always so great with hosting and making trivia such a fun pop culture experience out in that area. And we got some great rounds for you, so play along and listen with this live episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. Happy 2017, but let's get ready for 2018. Here we go.
All right, everybody, it's Trivia Night at Pocock Brewing Company. How's everybody doing? Oh, come on, it's between Christmas and New Year's. How the hell are ya? I love it. It's Trivia Night. It's packed in here. I'm glad we knocked down this wall, Jeff and Todd. What would we have done? People would be sitting on laps times 3, like stacks of 3 people on each lap. That would be interesting. I'm your host, Ryan Budds. You're about to play Trivia with Buds, the only trivia that doesn't suck. Hope you're ready for a good time. All you have to do is write down the answers to these questions, write a team name at the top of your answer sheet. At the end of the round, you'll tear off the top sheet, turn it in, and I'll score it up. The highest score at the end of the night is going to get some free beers courtesy of Pocock Brewing Company. Second place, I have a Batman pocket watch. Ooh, a beautiful Batman pocket watch ordered from a magazine. I don't know that it actually exists because my stepmother-in-law does not give me receipts to return it. And a Saturday Night Live Best of 2009 and 2010 DVD. Remember DVDs? Those are fun. All right, we got some great prizes for you. And all the rounds tonight are about 2017. So the first round is all about headlines from 2017. We'll also be doing some rounds on celebrity deaths. We'll be doing rounds on Who Said It, Donald Trump or Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. And we'll be doing a round all about movie taglines from this year. Are you guys ready to play some trivia? All you have to do is write down the answers. Don't yell stuff out. Don't use your cell phones. And remember, you get 1 point for everything you get right. At the end of the round, there's a bonus question worth 2 points. You get 2 points if you get that question right. Sometimes it has 2 parts, sometimes it's just one, so keep that in mind. And you can double up 1 round throughout the night. So those rounds that I just mentioned, in the bottom right-hand corner of your answer sheet, it says, do you want to double up? You want to mark that X on the round you think your team will do the best on. So get ready for that. That's your strategy to win. And here we go with round number 1, 2017 headlines. You're filling in the blanks. Here is the first question. Blank announces that it has canceled plans to build a $1.6 billion plant in Mexico, long criticized by U.S. President-elect Donald Trump, and will invest $700 million in its Michigan plant in Flat Rock. You're filling in that first blank of this headline. Number 1, blank announces that it has canceled plans to build a $1.6 billion plant in Mexico. Number 1, blank. Blank. Here's number 2, blank track and field athlete Maria Savinova is banned by the Court of Arbitration for Sports from partaking in any sporting events for 4 years. Blank track and field athlete Maria Savinova is banned by the Court of Arbitration for Sports from partaking in any sporting event for 4 years. Number 2, these are headlines ripped out of different newspapers and online sources. This is number 2, blank track and field athlete. You're filling in the first word of that headline, blank track and field athlete Maria Savinova. Number 2. Here's number 3, blank deliver first World Series championship to post-hurricane state. Blank deliver first World Series championship to post-hurricane state. What do you think? You're filling in that first blank. Thanks for bringing your parents, everybody. That's one of my favorite things to see. If you're here with your mom or your dad, I love to see that. That's great. Question number 4 coming your way, 2017 headlines. Here it is. Robert Bentley, the governor of blank, declares a state of emergency due to forecasts of storms with the threat of tornadoes during the day. The neighboring state of Georgia also faces the threat of severe weather. Robert Bentley, the governor of blank, declares a state of emergency due to forecasts of storms with the threat of tornadoes during the day. The neighboring state of Georgia also faces the threat of severe weather. Trivia night every Wednesday for over a year now, 7 to 9 in Santa Clarita. Number 5, voters in blank return to the polls for a runoff to elect either Emmanuel Macron or Marine Le Pen as the new president of blank. Now, both of these blanks are the same answer, the same word. Voters in blank return to the polls for a runoff to elect either Emmanuel Macron or Marine Le Pen as the new president of blank. Number 5. What do you think, number 5? Number 5. Halfway through the first round, here's number 6, box office. So this one says box office, and then there's a colon, and then there's 5 blanks. Blank, 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 blank. Soars to $745 million worldwide. Box office, 5 blanks, soars to $745 million worldwide. Number 6, what are we talking about there? 2017 headlines. This one may have been recent. You never know. Number 6.
You never know.
You never know. Number 6, box office. Here's number 7, the charity concert organized by blank blank in the wake of the 2017 Manchester Arena bombing is held in Manchester, England. Number 7, the charity concert organized by blank blank in the wake of the 2017 Manchester Arena bombing is held in Manchester, England. Number 7. Number 7, what do you think, number 7? Girls, how's it going here? Pretty good? You got a lot of these so far? You guys read the newspaper? Yeah. Sure. There you go. When I say newspaper, I mean BuzzFeed. Do you guys read BuzzFeed? Here's number 8. Governor blank blank is caught sunbathing with his family on a beach. He had ordered clothes for the 4th of July holiday. Who's this a-hole? Number 8. Number 8. Governor blank blank is caught sunbathing. Number 8. What do you think? Number 8, Governor blank blank is caught sunbathing with his family. Doesn't sunbathing mean naked, or is that just in the sun? Was this person naked? For him it didn't matter. Ooh, sick dig on this guy. Number 8. Here comes number 9. In golf, American blank blank wins the PGA Championship for his first major career title. Number 9, there's your sports question. In golf, American blank blank wins the PGA Championship for his first major title. This one's for all the dads in here that fall asleep watching this sport. on the weekends. Number 9. Number 10. Nevada prison authorities released former NFL player blank, blank, blank on parole after serving 9 years for a 2007 Las Vegas armed robbery. Number 10. Nevada prison authorities released former NFL player blank, blank, blank on parole after serving 9 years for a 2007 Las Vegas armed robbery. Number 10. One question left. One question left for this round. And the bonus, this one's got 4 blanks in it, okay? You got to fill in all these blanks. This one is easier if you send somebody up from your team to look at the TV screen for you guys behind me. For 2 points, fill in all these blanks. Blank discontinues its instant blank app. Blank after more than 20 blank. It's not going to make sense if you just listen to it, but if you check it out on the screen, it'll come to you real quick. For 2 points, fill in all these blanks. Blank discontinues its instant blank app. Blank after more than 20 blank. So you're writing 4 words there.
All right, everybody, thanks for playing along. Here are the answers to round number 1. This was the headline round from 2017. Here we go with number 1. Blank announces that it has canceled plans to build a $1.6 billion plant in Mexico. The answer was Ford. Ford, the Ford Motor Company, F-O-R-D, Ford. Number 2, blank track and field athlete Maria Savinova is banned by the Court of Arbitration for Sports. That was Russian track and field athlete. That was the word I was looking for there. Russian. Number 2, 2017 headlines. Here's number 3. Blank deliver first World Series championship to post-Hurricane State Astros was the answer. If you put Houston Astros, that was fine, but we did just have the 1 blank, so it was Astros. Astros deliver first World Series championship. Number 4, Robert Bentley, the governor of blank, declares a state of emergency due to forecasts of storms with the threat of tornadoes throughout the day. Neighboring state of Georgia also faces the threat of severe weather. It was the governor of Alabama. So you knew it had to be close to Georgia in some way, but the answer was Alabama. That was number 4. Number 5, voters in blank return to the polls for a runoff to elect either Emmanuel Macron or Marine Le Pen as the president of blank. The answer for both blanks was France. Voters in France and the president of France. Number 5. Number 6, box office. Then we had 5 blanks. Soars to $745 million worldwide. That was, of course, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Star Wars The Last Jedi. I've seen it twice. How many times have you seen it? Number 7, it got better the second time, by the way. The charity concert organized by blank blank in the wake of the 2017 Manchester Arena bombing is held in Manchester, England. Ariana Grande. Number 7, Ariana Grande. Number 7. Number 8, Governor blank blank is caught sunbathing with his family on a beach. He had ordered clothes for the 4th of July holiday. That was Chris Christie. I barely know who he is, but I know that he's kind of fat, I guess. Number 8, Governor Chris Christie. Number 9, in golf, American blank blank wins the PGA Championship for his first career major title. Justin Thomas, American Justin Thomas, won that PGA Championship. 2017 headlines number 10, Nevada prison authorities release former NFL player blank, blank, blank. That was, of course, O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson on parole after serving 9 years for a 2007 Las Vegas armed robbery. And the last question for round 1, the 2017 headline round. For 2 points, fill in all these blanks. Blank discontinues its instant blank app. Blank after more than 20 blank. So it was AOL discontinues its instant messaging app. AIM after more than 20 years. So you had to put AOL, messaging, AIM, and years to get the points there. If you were playing live, how'd you do playing along at home? Hope you did well. And we're going to move on to round number 2.
This is round number 2, movie taglines. Question 1, when 400,000 men couldn't get home, home came for them. These are little blurbs you'll find on movie posters, movie boxes to get you to see the movie. Kind of describes the movie in a sentence or two. All these movies are from this year, 2017. Number 1, one more time, when 400,000 men couldn't get home, home came for them. What do you think? What do you think? Question number 2, no hammer, no problem. Question 2, what movie is this? No hammer, no problem. Number 2. No hammer, no problem. Number 2, what do you think? What movie could this be from 2017? Number 2, does it star Army Hammer? Probably not. Number 2, no hammer, no problem. Number 2. One of your owners of this place, Jeff, who's getting beers right now, a lot of people don't know this, I'm the one responsible for his marriage being legal. I married him and his wife, Lauren, in Lake Arrowhead. That was kind of fun. And I've done 5 weddings. Nobody's divorced yet, Jeff. You got good odds. Number 2. No hammer, no problem. Here's number 3. All you need is one killer track. What movie had this tagline? All you need is one killer track. Was this some kind of Hot Wheels movie I missed? Number 3. All you need is one killer track. What do you think? Trivia night. Pocock Brewing. Number 3. All you need is one killer track. What do you think? Trivia is free and it's fun. We're getting beers for first place. Second place, a Batman pocket watch from my mother-in-law. Third place, Saturday Night Live, the best of 09 and 10. Number 4, the path to paradise begins in hell. This was one I gave away on Twitter earlier. You can't look it up now. Number 4, the path to paradise begins in hell. Follow me on social media for giveaways and things. The Path to Paradise begins in hell. It's a movie that came out this year. Number 4. Number 5, he's taking them under his wing of awesomeness. Number 5, he's taking them under his wing of awesomeness. Number 5. Here's number 6. Everyone is a suspect. Everyone is a suspect. Number 6. Sounds like people who slept with my ex-wife. Number 6. I'm just kidding. I don't have an ex-wife yet. Number 6. Everyone is a suspect. Number 6. You got engaged over the holidays? Does he know?
Yeah, 35 years.
35 years? That's pretty good. Anybody married longer than 35 years? If you are, you have to fight this other couple. Number 6. Everyone is a suspect. I think she carries a shank. Number 7. Never stab the devil in the back. This sounds like some sort of revenge movie. Number 7. Never stab the devil in the back. Number 7. Todd tells me this every time I tell him I got another trivia night at another brewery. Number 7, never stab the devil in the back. Number 7. Number 8, last call pitches. This is fun to go see with all the girls. Number 8, last call pitches. Number 8, last call pitches. Number 9, we are meant for something bigger. What is this movie? We are meant for something bigger. This is all movies from 2017. Number 9. We are meant for something bigger. Number 9. What do you think? Number 9. Number 10. In a world of superheroes, there's only one gunslinger. In a world of superheroes, there's only one gunslinger. I'll give you a hint. It's not Glitter starring Mariah Carey. Number 10. In a world of superheroes, there's only one gunslinger. Number 10. And the bonus for 2 points. What movie used the tagline, just because you're invited doesn't mean you're welcome? And who directed that movie? You get 1 point for each one of those questions you get right in the bonus question. There are 2 parts. Just because you're invited doesn't mean you're welcome. What is that movie? And who directed that movie? So you have to know the movie and who directed it. That's the end of round number 2. Movie taglines. Any repeats for round number 2? Any repeats at all? Thanks for playing, guys. We'll be back with round 3, celebrity deaths, in just a minute.
All right, these are the answers to round number 2. These were all movies that came out in 2017. Let's see how many of them you saw, or at least could figure out what they were based on the taglines, those little blurbs they put on the movie posters and the movie boxes to get you to check it out in a sentence or two. Number 1 in Win, 400,000 Men. Couldn't get home. Home came for them. The answer was Dunkirk. I haven't seen this movie yet, but it's got to be good. Christopher Nolan, Dunkirk. Number 2, No Hammer, No Problem. That was Thor Ragnarok. Probably the best Thor movie, I'd say, of the trilogy. Thor Ragnarok. Number 3, all you need is one killer track. That's the old Driver with the headphones and Baby Driver, which I thought was a really overrated movie. Really good movie, but not, I didn't think it deserved a lot of the praise that it got. Number 4, The Path to Paradise Begins in Hell. That was kind of vague, but it was Alien Covenant. When in doubt, just always name a prequel. That's the rule there. Number 5, he's taken them under his wing of awesomeness. That was the Lego Batman movie. What's that guy's name? I was going to say Will Sasso, but that's the big guy from Mad TV. Will Arnett, that's his name, did the voice of Batman. I thought that movie was really funny. Number 6, Everyone is a Suspect. Took my mom and my aunt to see this, and that's a perfect mom and aunt movie. It was Murder on the Orient Express. That's a good movie. You should probably watch it at home. Definitely don't need to see it in theaters. And by good, I mean pretty good, about 60%. I'd say it's just about fresh on Rotten Tomatoes in my head. Number 7, Never Stab the Devil in the Back. That sounds like some sort of revenge film. And it is John Wick Chapter 2. I own this movie. I've not watched it yet, but I loved John Wick 1, so I'm going to dive in very soon. Movie taglines number 8, Last Call Pitches. That was, of course, Pitch Perfect 3 to end that trilogy of a cappella singing. My wife likes it. I am on the fence about it. Number 9, We Are Meant for Something Bigger. That was Downsizing, which was the Matt Damon movie where he shrinks down, and Jason Sudeikis, I think, talks him into it. And Kristen Wiig leaves him? I don't know. Number 10, it looks kind of bad. In a world of superheroes, there's only one gunslinger. This movie was all supposed to be pretty bad. The Dark Tower, Stephen King's The Dark Tower with Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey. That was number 10, gunslinger, the key word there. And the bonus, what movie used the tagline, just because you're invited doesn't mean you're welcome? That was Get Out. And who directed the movie? That was Jordan Peele. I bet a lot of people put the other guy from Key and Peele when they are guessing at that and haven't seen the movie. That's what I would say. Get Out was the movie. Jordan Peele was the extra bonus point if you got it there. And I hope you nailed a lot of those. And I hope that this round maybe sparked you to go see one of these movies that you haven't seen yet. We got a lot of great movies coming out in 2018, but those were the 2017 movie taglines. And we're going to move on to round number 3.
This is round number 3. You're playing trivia with Buds. Here's celebrity deaths. You got to tell me who the celebrity is based on the 3 bullet points. They all died this last year. Number 1, from Seattle, Washington, died in Detroit and a slave to his music. Number 1, from Seattle, Washington, died in Detroit and a slave to his music. Who is this celebrity that passed away in 2017? Number 2, this person was 67, part of a famous family, and a huge 70s star. Number 2, celebrity deaths. 67, part of a famous family, huge 70s star. What do you think? Write it down. Number 2, if you had a party coming up, hit me up. I'd love to do some trivia at your next event. It's tons of fun, and I'll give you everything you need to set up your party. I just did a great 90s party for a girl named Tracy in Long Beach. All 90s trivia. She turned 30, and we had a ton of fun. Tons of great ideas from that party for your party. Number 2, 67, part of a famous family, huge 70s star. My friends over here, I did a party for you guys. That was pretty fun. The orgy was weird, but the trivia was really fun. When you guys busted out the goat masks, I was like, is this Eyes Wide Shut? What's going on? Number 3, former MLB pitcher, plane crash, Blue Jays and Phillies. Number 3, former MLB pitcher, plane crash, Blue Jays and Phillies. My friend Jess, the house we did trivia at, her family's house was used on American Horror Story this season. That was kind of fun and very spooky. What's that? Was there? I knew it. Every episode of that show. Number 3, former MLB pitcher, plane crash, Blue Jays and Phillies. Who did we lose with these bullet points in 2017? Here's number 4, pastor and grandmother. You hear that, Todd? Grandmother. Touched by an Angel, 86 years old. Number 4, pastor and grandmother. Touched by an Angel, 86 years old. Number 5, cardiac arrest, rock and roll, Hall of Fame in 2002, 66 years old. Celebrity deaths, number 5, cardiac arrest, rock and roll Hall of Fame in 2002, 66 years old. Number 6, 91 years old, cultural pioneer, created one of the most well-known brand names. Number 6. This guy's familiar with this guy. Number 6, 91 years old, cultural pioneer, created one of the most well-known brand names. He's been to his house. Number 6. Sure. One time I did trivia at this guy's house. I just stood on the front lawn and they escorted me away, but I did yell out, "What's the capital of Ohio?" Number 6. Columbus. Number 7, comedian, Cinderfella actor, and muscular dystrophy. Those are your 3 things. Comedian, Cinderfella actor, muscular dystrophy. And that's a great cold beer. My first beer since Christmas. What'd I make it? One day? Number 7, January 1st. You gotta take a break. I always take the whole month of January off, which I've done it probably 5 years, intermittently. I always lose like 20 pounds because I do a lot of heroin. Because I have to have fun. I gotta have fun. Number 7, comedian, Cinderella actor, muscular dystrophy. Number 8, famous mayor, D.C., not East. Famous mayor, D.C., not East. Number 8, what is that celebrity death? Number 8, famous mayor, D.C., not East. What do you think? My favorite thing is when teams come together at these live events and become friends. Like this team, for example. Some of you have become friends through trivia, right? Like you didn't know him until trivia, right? It's pretty good. Friendships being made. You guys have never played before, right? And you were going to leave, and then you're like, oh, we're like kicking butt. There you go. This kid's like, get me in a crib. Number 8, famous mayor, D.C., not East. Number 9, best friend to MTV star, bodyguard, and not huge, but ... Number 9, best friend to an MTV star, bodyguard, not huge, but ... This is the best kind of team right here, because you got a little bit of all the ages. So, like, they'll know this one, while these guys can be like, let's play Tiddlywinks. Number 9, best friend to MTV star, bodyguard, not huge, but ... Number 9. Number 9? Where's all the Tiddlywink questions? Number 9. Number 10, stand-up comedian, co-starred in Norbit. Guys, it's not me. Known for true Hollywood stories. Number 10, stand-up comedian, co-starred in Norbit. I know I look like I'm probably in the movie Norbit. I'm not in it. Known for true Hollywood stories. Number 10. Who is this, number 10? Here's the bonus. You only get 1 bullet point for 2 points. Star of the People's Court from 1981 to 1993. Star of the People's Court from 81 to 93. Turn in those answer sheets when you're done. Thanks for playing Trivia with Buds.
All right, here are the answers to round 3, celebrity deaths from 2017. This is kind of a morbid round, but let's see how you did for shits and giggles. Number 1, from Seattle, Washington, died in Detroit, a slave to his music. That was Chris Cornell. Slave, audio slave. See what we did there? Number 1. Number 2 was 67, part of a famous family, huge 70s star. This guy died really close to the end of 2017. David Cassidy from the Partridge Family. That was the famous family we were looking for. Number 3, former MLB pitcher, plane crash, played for the Blue Jays and the Phillies. That was Roy Halladay. Number 3, Roy Halladay. Number 4, pastor and grandmother, touched by an angel, 86 years old, Della Reese. That was one that all the young players were like, what and who? Number 4. Number 5, cardiac arrest, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 2002, 66 years old. This one hurt. Tom Petty. That was a really big celebrity death of 2017. Tom Petty. He played the Hollywood Bowl just a week or two, maybe 2 or 3 weeks before, which I now wish I went to. Number 6, 91 years old, cultural pioneer, and created one of the most well-known brand names. That was Playboy's Hugh Hefner. Number 6, that was a guy who was always the subject of hoax deaths, and then he actually did die this year, 91 though. Hugh Hefner. Number 7, comedian, Cinderella actor, and muscular dystrophy. He didn't have muscular dystrophy, but he did raise billions of dollars with his telethons. Jerry Lewis from the original Nutty Professor. Jerry Lewis. Number 8, famous mayor, D.C. and not East. This one was kind of vague, but you could figure it out. The famous mayor is from Quahog on Family Guy. D.C. was referring to DC Comics, and not East meant it was West, and that was Adam West. Number 8, Adam West. Number 9, best friend to MTV star, bodyguard, and not huge, but ... This is a guy I've actually met, Big Black. Robin Big Star, Big Black, passed away. Number 10, stand-up comedian, co-starred in Norbit, and known for true Hollywood stories. If you watch Chappelle's Show, you will definitely know the late, great Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy was number 10. And the bonus for 2 points, the star of the People's Court from 1981 to 1993. Again, if you are under 25, you probably never even heard this name. Judge Wapner was the answer. Judge Wapner, which is a name I know, but only from like jokes from the early 90s, maybe watching like a Tonight Show with Leno or something in like 93 and hearing that name or something like that. Judge Wapner was the answer. So those were all the celebrities we lost in 2017. Hope you didn't lose answering those questions. And we're going to move on to our next round in just a second. Here we go.
Round number 4 is called Who Said It, Trump or Mr. Burns? This is a 50-50 chance round. This is all from a great website called, I think it's called TrumperBurns.com or TrumperMrBurns.com. Check out that generator. And it's very funny. So here are some of my favorite ones. Who said it, Trump or Mr. Burns? Here's number 1. You know what uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons, like lots of things, are done with uranium, including some bad things. Was that Trump or Burns? Number one. Write down Trump or Burns. 50-50 chance on all these. You know what uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons, like lots of things, are done with uranium, including some bad things. Number one. Number two, people are going crazy over the horrible, noisy, disgusting windmills. People are going crazy over the horrible, noisy, disgusting windmills. Number three, by building a casino, I could tighten my stranglehold on this dismal town. Was that Donald Trump or Mr. Burns? By building a casino, I could tighten my stranglehold on this dismal town. Number three. Number four, if I came into your house and started sniffing at your crotch and slobbering all over you, what would you say? Number four, if I came into your house and started sniffing at your crotch and slobbering all over you, what would you say? Number four. Number five, when was the last time anybody saw us beating China in a trade deal? I beat China all the time. That Trump or Burns, write it down. Trump or Burns. Number six, and just so you know, Svetlana will do anything for you. Anything except sex, and I do mean anything. Number six, is that Trump or Burns? Number six. Number seven, you're the fattest thing I've ever seen, and I've been on a safari. Was that Trump or Burns? You're the fattest thing I've ever seen, and I've been on a safari. Number eight, well, young people are my future. Speaking of young people, look at these guys. How are you guys doing? How old are you, 25? 32? I'm 32. You look way younger than me. I think it's the floral hat. Number eight. Well, young people are my future. What do you do for work, 32? Plumber. Ass always hanging out. Number eight. Always hanging out. If I was a plumber, especially if I was like a big fat Italian plumber, I would, my whole campaign would just be like sexy ass pictures of me, like, need a plumber, and then like a gross but sexy looking butt, you know? No? Wouldn't work? All right, number eight.
I would call you for a service call.
There you go. No cracks? What do you do for work? Plumber? Are you guys brothers? What was it? Aren't all plumbers brothers? Oh my God, it's Mark Hamill. Nice to see you. All plumbers are brothers. I'm pretty sure you guys named are Mario and Luigi. Number eight. Here's number nine. Tiny children are not horses. One vaccine at a time. Over time. Tiny children are not horses. One vaccine at a time, over time. Number nine. Here's number 10. I've discovered the perfect business. People swarm in, empty their pockets, and scuttle off. Nothing can stop me now. Was that Donald Trump or Mr. Burns? Number 10, I've discovered the perfect business. People swarm in, empty their pockets, and scuttle off. Nothing can stop me now. Number 10. Here's the bonus I'm looking for. The middle names of both Trump and Mr. Burns. What are their middle names? 2 points if you get both of those. When you're done turning those answer sheets, thanks for playing Trivia with Buds.
All right, the answers to round 4. This was the round called Who Said It? Donald Trump or Mr. Burns. This was from a great website. Check it out. I think it's trumporburns.com. If you want some more of these, shout out to those guys for going through and finding all the quotes and making this a really fun round for people to play while they're drinking at a bar. This was a round that people loved, like at all locations this last week of 2017. So let's see how you did. Quote number 1, you know what uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons, like lots of things, are done with uranium, including some bad things. I think the repetition of the word things lets you know it's Donald Trump. Number 1 was Donald Trump. Number 2, people are going crazy over the horrible, noisy, disgusting windmills, was also Donald Trump. Number 3, by building a casino, I could tighten my stranglehold on this dismal town. That was Mr. Burns. The first Mr. Burns quote of this round. What if they were all Burns or all Trump? That would have really screwed some people. Number 4, if I came into your house and started sniffing at your crotch and slobbering all over you, what would you say? That was Mr. Burns as well. Mr. Burns. Number 5, when was the last time anybody saw us beating China in a trade deal? I beat China all the time. That was Donald Trump. Number 5. Number 6, and just so you know, Svetlana will do anything for you, anything except sex, and I do mean anything. That is Mr. Burns. Number 7, you're the fattest thing I've ever seen, and I've been on a safari. That was Mr. Burns as well, probably talking to Homer. Number 8, well, young people are my future. That was Mr. Burns for 3 in a row. Number 9, tiny children are not horses. One vaccine at a time, over time. Donald Trump. He does not like vaccines. Number 10, I've discovered the perfect business. People swarm in, empty their pockets, and scuttle off. Nothing can stop me now. That was Mr. Burns. And the bonus question for 2 points, what is Trump's middle name and what is Burns' middle name? Trump's middle name is John, just a basic 4-letter name, John. And Mr. Burns is Charles Montgomery Burns. So a lot of people think Monty or Montgomery is his first name, but it's his middle name. He goes by Monty Burns, I guess, but his middle name is Montgomery. So how'd you do on the Trump versus Mr. Burns round? I hope you knew which ones were said by a real person and which ones were said by a fictional animated character, but sometimes it's hard to tell in 2018/17. We're moving on to our last round here in just a second. It's called the confidence round. Here we go.
This is round number 5, the confidence round, last round of the night. Write down all your answers, rank them 1 through 10. 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. There's no bonus on this one, just 10 questions. Number 1, who got engaged to Prince Harry in November 2017? Who got engaged to Prince Harry in 2017, November? Number 1. Number 2, in what month did Wonder Woman hit theaters in the U.S.? In what month did Wonder Woman hit theaters in the U.S.? Number 3, what movie won the Best Picture Oscar in February 2017? First, by mistake. What movie won the Best Picture Oscar in February 2017? First, by mistake. Number 3. Number 4, in a failed commercial to play upon police brutality and protesters, Kendall Jenner hands an officer what drink to defuse the situation? Number 4, in a failed commercial to play upon police brutality and protesters, Kendall Jenner hands an officer what drink to defuse the situation? Number 5, who played Pennywise in 2017's It? Who played Pennywise in 2017's It? Number 5. Number 6, the International Olympic Committee awarded what city the right to host the 2028 Summer Olympics? Number 6. Number 7, on December 14, 2017, Disney announced it would acquire 20th Century Fox for how much money? $6 billion, $26 billion, $46 billion, or $66 billion? Number 8, in 2017, Kazuo Ishiguro was awarded the Nobel Prize in what field? Number 8. Number 9, on March 30th, 2017, what organization conducted the first reflight of an orbital rocket? Number 9. And number 10, on January 21st, 2017, what major event took place in the U.S. and 168 other countries? That was number 10. No bonus on this round. Write down all your answers, rank them 1 through 10. 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. Winners when we come back. Thanks for playing Trivia with Buds. Turn in those pens and answer sheets. We'll see you in a few.
Alrighty, Roo. These are the answers to the last round of this live edition of the Trivia with Buds podcast. This was the confidence round. These were the toughest questions, all from 2017 year in review. Let's see how you did. Number 1, who got engaged to Prince Harry in November 2017? A lot of people that follow the royals really got this one right. It was Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle, number 1. Her name is spelled like my sister-in-law Megan's with the H in there, Meghan, Meghan Markle. Number 2, in what month did Wonder Woman hit theaters in the U.S.? It was the very beginning of June 2017. Wonder Woman hit theaters in June. Number 3, what movie won the Best Picture Oscar in February 2017? First by mistake, it was La La Land, later given to Moonlight, because somebody read the name wrong. I know Warren Beatty was up there. I forget who the lady was. La La Land. Number 4, in a failed commercial to play upon police brutality and protesters, Kendall Jenner hands an officer what drink to defuse the situation. She goes, "Here you go, officer. This should solve the world's problems. Have a Pepsi." Pepsi. That should fix everything, right? Number 5, who played Pennywise in 2017's It? That was the actor named Bill Skarsgård. He's a creep. He's very creepy in that movie. Number 6, the International Olympic Committee awarded what city the right to host the 2028 Summer Olympics? It was Los Angeles. Los Angeles. And man, that's weird. My wife was all excited, and then she goes, I'm going to be like 40. She's going to be 41 when that happens, which is crazy to think about. Number 7, on December 14th, 2017, Disney announced it would acquire 20th Century Fox for how much money? Was it $6 billion, $26 billion, $46 billion, or $66 billion? The answer was $66 billion. Number 7, $66 billion. Number 8, in 2017, Kazuo Ishiguro was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. That was the answer, literature. Number 9, on March 30th, 2017, what organization conducted the first reflight of an orbital class rocket? We are looking for SpaceX. They most recently shot something into the air, and it looked like a giant sperm over Los Angeles. And the last question of the year, number 10, on January 21st, 2017, what major event took place in the U.S. and 168 other countries? I was looking for the Women's March. That's right, the Women's March. They marched at the beginning of the year, and we're here talking about it at the end of the year. So those were the answers to round 5, the confidence round. Again, hope you did well. The highest you could have got was out of 55. You write down all your answers, then you rank them 10 to 1. 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. So what did you get out of 55? Let me know in a tweet at ryanbudds or an email, ryanbudds@gmail.com. And if you want some trivia at your venue, like we did live on this episode, hit me up and drop me a line. I'd love to meet you and your friends and family and entertain them till the cows come home. There it was, everybody, the first podcast of 2018. How'd you do on those rounds? That's very similar, and by similar, I mean the exact same thing as if you came and played live. Those are the 5 types of rounds you would have got during the last week of Trivia with me at live events in Southern California. Thanks for playing Trivia with Buds. Rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast if you liked it. Tell a friend to play along. It's great for road trips, great for walking the dog, working out, whatever you do when you listen to podcasts, you can play along, quiz yourself. If you have a bar or special event coming up and you need some trivia, hit me up, ryanbudds@gmail.com. Thank you so much for all the different Yelp reviews and reviews that you leave for the podcast on iTunes. Here's a review from my friend Earl Easy C. That was his name on iTunes. Earl Easy C says, "Love this podcast. Recently had to do a long, painful drive through the middle of nowhere, and I'm pretty sure Buds is the reason I made it through with my sanity. Wish I still lived in SoCal so I could go see and play some live trivia events, but I visit often enough that I'll make it happen sooner or later. Sometimes I even find myself checking the WWE action figures aisles when I'm out shopping, even though I don't really know what I'm looking for. Please keep this podcast going." Earl, I'm going to keep it going as long as I possibly can, and thank you so much for your kind review. Glad to help you out on your boring-ass drive. If you have suggestions for topics or things you want to hear on this show in the near future, send me an email, send me a tweet, send me a message anywhere online at Trivia with Buds or Ryan Budds, and I'll make sure to include it at some point in the near future. Finally, check out triviawithbuds.com/blog. I just added a blog to the trivia website with different features that'll be posted every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The first one posted this week, all about how to throw an excellent 90s trivia party based on an experience I had hosting one in Long Beach, California with a girl named Tracy. Check that out. Read the new blogs on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and spread the love, everybody. Hope you have a great start to the year. Hope that whatever you're doing stays productive and you have a ton of health, happiness, and good times ahead of you. That's all I got for you. Cheers. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time on the Trivia with Buds podcast. Bye-bye.